Welcome once again to the 2019 Summer Marble Race Cup. This is going to be race 4. You can see on the scoreboard, Cloud is currently in the lead with 23 points, followed by Green and Flame. Meanwhile, Sunset, Sand, and Blue are the bottom 3. The race is set to start soon, so there's no time to waste. Let's go! And the marbles are off in this more precise race. You see these pillars have velocity pads at the bottom of them, and the marbles must hit the center in order to get a perfect path to the other side. The pads are perfectly calibrated so that if a marble does not get hit by a spinner, they will be able to reach the other side without any trouble. Fortunately for the marbles, the spinners are very spinny and hit them very often. Either way, Sand is the first one to reach the bottom section, however Sunset is close behind. See, Sand is almost finished, will be able to finish, and it looks like he will. First place, Sunset getting there too late, but also completing it quite quickly. And now Cyan reaches the bottom section. That last velocity pad on the bottom at the left is actually a trampoline, and will only bounce the marbles without adding to their velocity, in either direction, left or right. 5 marbles are still struggling at the top, and it's rather difficult for them to get past. Cyan might make it. They get bounced by the spinner and do in fact get to the finish line. 3rd place. The podium's been determined. It's just down to these 5. Will Flame and Blue both make it into the final section, leaving Sky, Green, and Cloud back behind. Blue, marble who hasn't done very well in these previous races. Hopefully he can salvage a good placement. Will he finish here? No, he gets bumped. He bumps that wall. Not able to finish in time. Flame gets 4th. And it's the bottom half now. Green attempting, making good progress, getting hit by that spinner at the top. Seems as though that is the most devastating of the obstacles that the marbles face at the top, causing most of the failures that happen up there. Blue is still struggling at that bottom area. Will he make it this time? Yes, he does. Oh, he almost falls out of that downward section, but luckily he manages to hold on. Now Cloud has entered the final section, and it's just down to Sky and Green in the top area. Cloud jumps over the middle pillar. Haven't seen that yet. Tries again, makes the anti-gravity, but doesn't make the 4th pillar. Seems as though he's hitting the first few pads, but he's not hitting the other pads at the correct position. It's not the spinner's fault. It's just perhaps timing issues. Looks like Sky is able to make it into the final section now, leaving only Green in the top one. Cloud and Sky are battling it out now. Looks like Sky will be able to reach the middle position. Oh, they jumped straight over and hit that bottom part of the 4th column. Definitely hasn't happened yet, but Cloud successfully manages to finish, and Sky, barely hitting that 4th pillar, is able to finish in 7th, leaving Green for last place, who's now in the bottom section. Looks like they might finish here, and very clean, and they in fact finish in last. And with race 4 done, we have officially reached the halfway point of the 2019 Summer Marble Race Cup. On the leaderboard, we can see that Cloud is still in the lead with 26 points, followed by Green and Flame both at 22, but with Green having more medals than Flame. Sunset has 21 points and is in 4th, Cyan only 1 point behind at 5th, Sand 2 points behind, and Sky 2 points behind that. Blue is 5 points behind Sky, and remains in last. Blue still has the lowest standard deviation, but it's not a very good thing if you're consistently not performing well. On the opposite end of the spectrum, Green and Sand both have the same highest standard deviation. Look at this interesting graph. We've reached the halfway point, so now we have 4 races worth of data. You can see on the left half of the screen the marbles' point values over time after each race, indicated by points and lines that go through the graph at the rate that the marbles gain points. And if the marbles keep gaining points at this rate, by the time they reach race 8, with the indicated by that transparent white line at the edge of the screen, that is where they will end up. You can see that Cloud will win the entire thing by a very large margin, while Cyan will be able to pass Green, Flame, and Sunset to get second. Flame will be able to overtake Green, and it seems as though Sunset will as well, just barely at the end, otherwise it would be a tie. Meanwhile, Sand will hold on to 6th, Sky will continue to be in 7th, and Blue will continue to be in last. Remember that this is just a prediction, so anything can happen despite what this chart says. Anyways, that's all the time we have for today. I'll see you next time.